Hello, I'm Brian Skinner with InformedEntrepreneur.com. I'm here today with attorney Mark Stern of Fairfield, Connecticut.
Morning, Brian.
Thanks, Mark.
Thanks for seeing me.
Appreciate you taking the time to talk with us today.
Sure.
Can you give us the background, how you got into law and how you got into this practice?
Well, Brian, I have a very strong background in the insurance industry. Just out of college, I spent about 11 or 12 years working in the insurance industry handling auto claims. And after many years handling claims, I found myself working as a litigation specialist. And it was at that time I decided that I should pursue law school. Went to law school at night while working full-time at the insurance company. Graduated from law school and went into practice.
Awesome. Is there types of law that you specialize in? I'm always kind of fascinated with attorneys by how often they refer each other out.
Sure.
And how every attorney seems to have a niche specialty that they work within.
Sure. Well, I mean, as an attorney, I am considered a general practitioner. There are, however, really three main areas of law that we try to focus our efforts towards, those being real estate, personal injury, and criminal defense work. There are many components to real estate work. We handle aspects of purchases, sales, refinances. We help people with title issues. Really anything regarding residential or commercial real estate for that matter. The second piece of work that we do is on the personal injury side. We're handling a fair amount of car accidents. We do some dog bite claims, slip and falls. We help people get their injuries addressed, help them get their cars repaired, walk them through the process and try and make sure that they're not taken advantage of by the insurance company. People have a belief when they're dealing with insurance companies that there's some sort of altruistic conduct from an insurance company, when insurance companies are for-profit entities. And their goal is to maximize shareholders' return, keep every dollar that they can. So if there's anything that they can get out of paying, unfortunately, it's at the victim's expense that they're saving money. So our role is to step in and make sure that we're maximizing those recoveries for our clients.
It's nice that you have that background in the insurance business to kind of understand the mindset behind the way they're thinking about each claim that they're processing.
Oh yeah, it's a tremendous advantage. Always knowing where they're coming from, or better yet, knowing where they're going to before they get there, and knowing what devices or tools that they need in order to get them to do what we want them to do. This process is about getting an insurance company to voluntarily tender funds. In order to do that, an adjuster needs to build a file, and they need to have certain things in their file. And if we're not giving them the pieces of information that they need to do what we're asking them to do, then they can't do what we're asking them to do. So I try to approach cases from that purview, where we're helping the adjuster do what we want to do. Otherwise, there's very little likelihood that we're going to be successful in getting what we want if we haven't given them what they need.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and then the third piece of the practice is criminal law. We do some criminal defense work. We handle a fair number of DWI cases, some domestic violence cases, minor drug possession cases. Nothing too severe, but any case that a typical homeowner or a typical family might run into is something that we can help them with. And the goal in those cases, and it's not necessarily that I didn't do it. It's not the mistaken identity. It's usually more about minimizing the consequences for something foolish somebody young or old might have done. We've handled claims for young people through the youthful offender program. We've done accelerated rehabilitation cases. We've had people who are elderly who are acting out as store clerks, who end up getting charged with assault in the process. And those are all things that need to be managed in order to minimize the consequences, for a out-of-character behavior.
Makes sense. So it sounds like most of your clients are individuals rather than businesses.
Yes, the large majority of our clients are individuals. Individual and small business, really. The sole proprietorships, the small partnerships. We work very closely with those people, formulating their business plans, preparing exit strategies, preparing buyout agreements. But for the most part, we're dealing with families. We do some estate planning work. We help people put wills together. We make sure that their legacies or estate plans are consistent with the tax laws. We do that for small business as well, to make sure that the work people have put into developing small businesses is passed on to their families.
Makes sense. Where do you see yourself in this practice and moving forward in the business?
Well, the practice is done very well. We're here in Fairfield on the Black Rock Turnpike. We're servicing Trumbull, Monroe, Fairfield, Westport, Norwalk, all the way down to Stamford. But the bulk of the work is coming out of Fairfield. Just it's geography. It's where we are, which is really a good market for us to be in. The goal is to grow the practice. We want to add some staff in the very near future. And there are a couple of other attorneys that I associate myself with to help fill in some of the areas of law that I don't practice in, so that we're able to service clients here. The goal here is to bring a client in and keep them here for whatever it is that they might need. To be a go-to or a hub for people, so that when something comes up, it's not, well, what attorney do I call? Call Mark Stern. We'll talk about whatever's going on. I'll give you some general advice, guidance about whatever it is that may be going on. And then we'll formulate a game plan from there about whether it's something that we're going to handle in-house, something that one of my associate attorneys is going to handle, or if it's something highly specialized that we need to refer out to somebody who's got expert experience in a particular field.
Makes sense. Really appreciate you taking the time to talk with us today, Mark.
Thank you, Brian. It's a pleasure.
Special thank you to Attorney Mark Stern of Fairfield, Connecticut, for talking with us today about his growing law practice in Fairfield.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you.